Benjamin Sesko to Manchester United. Here we go, the deal is agreed and set to be signed in the next days, a verbal agreement in place between all parties involved. 1 week ago I told you that Benjamin Sesko had an agreement with Manchester United, working on the final details. He said yes to Man United regardless of the final against Tottenham, Champions League football or not. Sesko wanted to go to Manchester United and is now ready to sign a 5-year deal till 2030 with option for further season till 2031. Everything agreed with Sesko. Man United and Leipzig have already formally signed the deal for £62.5 million. This is going to be the fee, the value of the release clause, but paid in installments. So all set to become a Manchester United player. In the next days, the clubs and the player side will start exchanging all the documents, and then here we go.
Welcome to Manchester United. Amorim celebrates Sesko's arrival after 5-year deal finalized. In a momentous development that signals a bold new chapter for Manchester United, the club has officially announced the signing of highly rated Slovenian striker Benjamin Sesko on a 5-year contract. The transfer, first confirmed by renowned journalist Fabrizio Romano, has sent shockwaves through the Premier League and beyond. Sesko, 22, joins from Bundesliga outfit RB Leipzig, and his arrival is being heralded as a transformative moment for United as they look to restore their former dominance both domestically and in Europe. With pre-season preparations nearing completion and anticipation for the 2025-26 campaign building to a fever pitch, manager Ruben Amorim welcomed the forward with open arms, calling him a future cornerstone of the club's attack and a symbol of United's renewed ambition. The transfer saga, a tug of war across leagues. Sesko's transfer to Old Trafford was anything but straightforward. Over the past several months, the race to sign the Slovenian international intensified significantly. Newcastle United were widely reported as being frontrunners for much of the early summer transfer window. The Magpies, under Eddie Howe's leadership and backed by their new ownership consortium, were said to have tabled a club record bid, reportedly worth in excess of £70 million, to RB Leipzig. Insiders close to the negotiations even suggested that personal terms had been discussed, and optimism in the northeast was high. At one stage, it appeared almost inevitable that St. James Park would be Sesko's next destination. Sources hinted that the players' camp had been impressed by Newcastle's project and the guaranteed playing time on offer. The project was exciting, a representative told German outlet Kicker, but we had to consider the broader trajectory of Benjamin's career. Behind the scenes, however, Manchester United had never disengaged. Despite refraining from submitting a formal offer during the early stages, club officials were quietly but consistently engaged in dialogue with the striker's agents. Crucially, Sesko himself had always harbored a desire to play for Manchester United, citing the club's rich history, global stature, and long-standing tradition of developing attacking talents. When United finally made their move, things progressed quickly. Once Amorim gave his personal green light to the transfer, the club moved with urgency and decisiveness. Negotiations with Leipzig accelerated, and a breakthrough was achieved within days, culminating in medicals and formal documentation being completed at Carrington earlier this week. Amorim's vision, Sesko the focal point of United's attack. United's new boss, Ruben Amorim, has wasted no time in stamping his identity on the squad since replacing Erik ten Hag earlier this year. The Portuguese tactician has emphasized dynamic movement, positional fluidity, and vertical passing, a system tailor-made for a striker like Sesko. In his introductory remarks following the signing, Amorim said, Benjamin is more than just a talented striker. He's a modern forward, powerful, fast, intelligent, and hard-working. His movement off the ball is exceptional, and his finishing ability is something we believe can be world-class with the right development. Amorim went on to praise Sesko's attitude and professionalism, highlighting how impressed the coaching staff were during their scouting and analytic assessments. He's hungry to improve. That's what excites me most. This is not just a player for the present, but someone who can help define the future of this football club. Tactically, Sesko offers United a fresh dimension. Standing at 6'5", he combines the aerial presence of a traditional number 9 with the mobility of a winger. His performances for Leipzig last season showcased his ability to drop deep, link play, and stretch defenses with diagonal runs. For a manager like Amorim, who favors adaptability and tactical flexibility, Sesko is the ideal spearhead. The medicals and the final details. After weeks of media speculation, Sesko's move was finally completed following a thorough set of medical examinations at Carrington. There were no complications, and all parties involved expressed satisfaction with how smoothly the final stages unfolded. The striker signed his contract in the presence of club CEO Jean-Claude Blanc and sporting director Dan Ashworth, both of whom have been instrumental in reshaping the club's recruitment structure. Insiders reveal that Sesko had already begun familiarizing himself with the city of Manchester in recent weeks and had held multiple private conversations with Amorim to better understand the manager's expectations. Sources close to the player indicated that he views this transfer not just as a step up, but as a defining moment in his career. Benjamin has dreamed of playing in the Premier League for years, said one source. Doing so at a club like United is the ultimate goal. He understands the responsibility that comes with wearing this shirt. United's new era, talent meets vision. This signing marks another defining chapter in United's current rebuild. While the Red Devils have made marquee signings in past windows, Sesko's arrival feels different, less about name recognition, more about long-term vision. Under Amorim's stewardship, the club has shifted its transfer strategy to focus on youth, sustainability, and tactical cohesion. Sesko, still only 22, fits that mold perfectly. He becomes the fourth youngest striker to sign for United in the Premier League era and joins a growing group of promising young talents including Alejandro Garnacho, Kobbie Mainoo, and Rasmus Højlund. Club sources have emphasized that this is not a Galactico-style purchase but a deliberate, data-driven acquisition meant to support the overall philosophy being implemented at Carrington. We want to build a team that grows together, said Ashworth. Bringing in Benjamin was about more than goals. It's about mentality, work rate, and potential. A setback for Newcastle, a statement from United. From Newcastle's perspective, the failure to land Sesko is a significant setback. The Magpies had identified the Slovenian as their number one target to replace the aging Callum Wilson and provide competition for Alexander Isak. Their ambitious pitch, while compelling, ultimately fell short of United's historical allure and tactical appeal. For Manchester United, this is more than just a player acquisition. It's a statement of intent, a clear sign that the club is back in the market for top talent and is determined to return to the summit of English football. This move also sends a message to other players across Europe: United is building something credible again. What's next for Sesko? The spotlight will now shine brightly on Sesko as he prepares for his competitive debut in the red of Manchester United. Pre-season friendlies have already seen the striker train with the first team, and early indications suggest he has acclimated quickly to Amorim's tactical demands. With United set to open their Premier League campaign at home against Aston Villa, fans are hopeful that Sesko will be given the nod to start. Regardless, expectations are immense. Pundits have already begun drawing comparisons between Sesko and previous greats to wear the number 9 shirt, with some likening him to a young Zlatan Ibrahimovic due to his physique and flair. But for Sesko, the focus remains internal. I'm here to work hard, learn, and help the team win, he said in his first official interview. This club has an incredible history, and I want to be part of writing its next chapter. Conclusion, a star in the making. The signing of Benjamin Sesko is more than a summer transfer headline. It encapsulates a changing Manchester United, one that is strategically ambitious, youth-focused, and driven by a long-term footballing vision under Ruben Amorim. As fans gear up for what promises to be a thrilling season, the buzz around Sesko is unmistakable. He arrives with pressure, yes, but also with promise, a player tipped for greatness, now on the grandest stage of all. Only time will tell whether Benjamin Sesko will become the next legendary striker at Old Trafford. But if early signs are anything to go by, United may just have landed the most exciting young forward in Europe.